Inside the Sussex spiral as Harry is left heartbroken and alone. Oof. The messy implosion of Prince Harry's Sentebale charity is, in his own words, devastating. Poor Has. Indicative of the extent of this gut punch is the Duke's decision to rescind his patronage of an organization the Prince co-founded to honor his late mother in the land he loves most, Africa. This being, of course, the continent where Harry first fell in love, Chelsy, not Meghan, and found peace, space and meaning in the wake of Diana's death and his own self-destructive behavior. The creation of this Lesotho-based charity, focused on children orphaned by the AIDS epidemic, proved the ideal fit. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. No one was surprised when Sentebale, direct translation, forget-me-not Diana's favorite flower, remained on the Sussexes' charitable portfolio long after their royal patronages and charitable affiliations had been severed. Alongside Invictus, Sentebale was an easy shorthand for understanding what makes Harry tick. It was at a fundraising dinner for the latter in January 2020 that the Prince gave his farewell speech before he and Meghan left Britain and the royal family behind. "We are taking a leap of faith," he said, "so thank you for giving me the courage to take this next step." 5 years on, and the current maelstrom within the ranks of Sentebale is a reminder that leaps of faith in a life of service, outside the gilded royal cage, are rarely straightforward. There is a dark irony to this particular crisis that has engulfed Harry's charity, co-founded in 2006 with Prince Sizo of Lesotho. The new chair, Dr. Sophie Chundorka, appointed in July 2023, has not only refused to step down at the behest of a board chock-full of Harry's establishment old guard but has pushed back, reporting the trustees to the Charity Commission while taking a public swipe at their leadership. She derided those who think they are above the law and then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Harry's own actions and words have been weaponized against him and his trustees by a former lawyer and woman of color, appointed an MBE in 2021 for services to diversity in business, who now claims she's the victim of bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir. Dig a little deeper, and the identity and direction of Sentebale appears to have been in flux for some time. Chundorka is focused on embedding the charity into a more exclusive African-based remit and changing its mission from a development organization focused on saving children in Lesotho and Botswana to one that is addressing issues of youth, health, wealth, and climate resilience in southern Africa. You can imagine Harry's long-term mentor and trustee member, ex-Welsh Guards officer and King Charles's former equerry, Mark Dyer, shuddering at such newfangled jargon. On Monday, Dyer resigned from Sentebale's board after almost 20 years. It might also explain the earlier departure of Harry's former employee and one-time polo manager, Andrew Tux Tucker, from the charity last year. Ditto the resignation of Sentebale's chief executive Richard Miller. That Harry and Prince Sizo have followed suit suggests they too believe the charity's transformative leadership has gotten a little ahead of itself. In the month that Donald Trump slashed America's aid for international development and declared he didn't have a clue where Lesotho was, they may well have a point. The small, landlocked southern African country still needs all the help it can get. Now, he is without both and appears somewhat rudderless. Sentebale's current turmoil is a reminder that serving is no longer enough. Optics are all important. Likewise the managerial depth to contain any untoward implosions. The royal family are not immune to tensions associated with unfortunate missions across the Commonwealth, Kate and William's Caribbean tour of 2022 anyone. So too are managerial mishaps and unfortunate headlines par for the course. But unlike Lonesome Harry, the institution of monarchy has the depth and support to withstand critical blows and cast out in new directions. Nearly 20 years on from the founding of Sentebale, and assuming the resignation of his patronage becomes permanent, it will be harder for Harry to begin again in Africa, if that is what he chooses to do. Our current Foreign Minister, David Lammy, is not the only person to have pointed out that Britain's historic white saviour complex, in Lammy's case, the target was Stacey Dooley and Comic Relief, holds back perceptions of Africa as a continent with a large diaspora and a track record of helping itself. Quite where this narrative leaves Harry as a white privileged man who wants to do good on the continent and beyond remains to be seen. His princely offerings of polo fundraisers and diplomatic glad-handing already feel a little dated. Recent successful trips to Nigeria and Colombia suggest that the Duke has the connections to find new ways forward. But Meghan's presence as a woman of color on both those tours was transformative. However, these days, the Duchess has considerably less time on her hands to lend her husband a helping hand. Indeed, Meghan's extraordinary professional resilience only serves to further highlight her Harry's current lost boy status. Seemingly imperturbable, facing down the trolls on Gwyneth Paltrow's Instagram feed and announcing a second series of With Love, Meghan as the Hate Watchers pushed her first series into Netflix's global top 10. The Duchess is currently unstoppable. She has found her presenting niche. It is high impact, profitable, and the perfect fit for a Californian princess talking to a perfection-obsessed Californian society. Meghan's marriage to Harry gave her the X factor she needed to transfer from B-list actor to A-list celebrity. Sadly, the same cannot be said for Harry. The reality suggests otherwise. With the Invictus Games Harry's one significant remaining triumph. In an increasingly dangerous world full of war and poverty, it is tragic that our most able Prince of Hearts finds himself not only without his honorary military roles but is now minus his flagship charitable mission in one of Africa's poorest regions. A Santa Barbara enclave which is currently not under the threat of evacuation orders. In addition to opening their home to the evacuees, Prince Harry and Meghan are determining the most impactful ways to extend maximum support to those affected by the wildfires through their Archewell Foundation, reported People. Their foundation is working with Chef Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen to provide meals to those who have been displaced. The couple has also donated essential supplies, clothes, and children's items to those in need. As the wildfires continue to wreak havoc across the city, forcing more than 130,000 to evacuate, Meghan and Prince Harry with Pasadena's mayor, Victor Gordo, on Friday. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.